Okay, so in this Math 2 video, sorry, I didn't even realize you couldn't see anything. We're going to do 68 and 69, and this should go pretty quickly. Well, at least 68 is probably maybe the newest thing on here because we have to talk about a couple of rules that you can and cannot do. So for part A, you are more than welcome to multiply. So what you can't do is add and subtract. So when I say you are more than welcome to multiply, I mean you could technically do the following. So square root of 3 times the square root of 6 can be rewritten as 3 times the square root of 3 times 6. So you can put both of them underneath the radical sign. Okay, so that gives you the square root of, let's see, 3 times, and then 6 breaks down to 3 times 2, right? And so this 3 goes here, this 6 and this 2 go there, and that gives you, you're taking the square root, so you have a pair of 3, so one of them can come out, and you're left with a 2 underneath the radical sign, and that's your final answer. Okay. Part B, we can kind of do the same thing again. So this could be like 2 times 5, and then the square root of 27 times 3. And let's see, so that's 2 times 5 is 10, right? So that's the square root of 27 is like 9 times 3, and then times 3. And we can break that apart even more. That's 10, so that's 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. That's 3, that 9 breaks down to those two 3s. So we have a pair of 3s, right? We have a pair of 3s, and we have another pair of 3s. So one pair is going to come out, and then the other pair is going to come out. So we have 10 times the first pair of 3, right, times the second pair of 3. I should have done those in different colors so you can see which pair belongs to which pair. That's the green. There's another one. And then technically there's nothing left under the radical sign, right? There's a 0 under there. Well, technically the square root of 0 is just, oh no, not a 0. It's a 1 left under there. Square root of 1. And there's nothing. It's like kind of crossing out. So we have 3 times 3 is 9, times 10 is 90. Okay, and the square root of 1 is just 1, so we're done. Okay. And the same thing for C. So let's see, we have, let's see, 5 times 4 times 4. There's a pair of 4s. So 4 square root of 5. Done. Okay, that was A, B, and C. And then for A, B, and C for number 69, you are to label each part of these. So if this is your angle, right, this is going to be your change in y because it's across from your angle. This is going to be your change in x. This is going to be your hypotenuse. There's your angle, so this is your change in y. This is your change in x. That's your hypotenuse. And then here's your angle. This is your change in y. That one's your hypotenuse because it's across from the 90. So this must be your change in x. So all of these need to be written in your paper and then actually labeled. Please remember labeling is a point. And then lastly, each one corresponds to finding the angle. So these are all inverses. So you need to do inverse sine. You need to do inverse cosine, or inverse tangent on these ones because you're finding the angle, not the side. So for this one, you have change in y and hypotenuse. So change in y and hypotenuse is going to be your sine. So you have sine of theta equals, let's see, 6 over 9. And then inverse sine, right, of 6 over 9 equals your angle. And you have to do this on the calculator and actually get the degrees of the angle, right? And then the same thing for B and C. It's just going to be a different trig function or inverse trig function. Okay, those are those two, and that's it.